This is Rob Marchant from Clive Emerson Land and Property Auctioneers, and we're in Monkton Street in Ryde, just across from Ryde St John's Road railway station. For those of you that know your Ryde, we've got this shop unit in front of us which has got two cottages behind. I believe it was originally built as two individual shop units with living accommodation. Over the years that's all been incorporated, so we've now got one large shop unit which is obviously not in use at present, and the two cottages behind to the rear. So scope and potential to do different things here with the shop unit, subject of course to all the required consents. Let's head round to the back and have a look at the building from there. So as we work on down the side of the building, look back to the rear of the property. There's actually a lot more to this than immediately meets the eye from the front. So included in the sale are these two cottages directly in front, which are 50 and 51, which back onto the, or front onto the former shop unit. We originally, as mentioned, have been built as owners' accommodation for the shop units. Let's head inside and have a look at what we've got on offer internally. So we'll start in the left hand of the two cottages, or left hand as we're looking at it from the rear. Garden area, and the access is round to the side of the building. Unfortunately, internally the building's not in the best of condition. Go straight into the kitchen, which I think it's fair to say has seen better days, but good amount of space to get this sorted out and refitted. As we head on through, further room away to the left, obviously could be a bedroom or reception room depending on your preference. And as we head on through, we've got a door here which runs through to the shop. We believe that both cottages would have originally had doorways through to the retail space. So we'll head on and have a look at the retail in due course, but for now let's carry on with our tour of this particular cottage. Mezzanine landing, which has got another bedroom. Bathroom off it. As we head on to the top of the building, there's another former bedroom here at the top. And then as we head back out onto the landing, this is where things have been changed in terms of the fact that the two cottages have been knocked through. So This room, we believe, would have originally been attached solely to the second cottage, to the right hand one as we look from the rear. This doorway has been punched through at some stage to provide that connection, but at present it's actually configured into the first cottage's accommodation. See evidence of a leak up there on the ceiling. And now we're back through to the landing of number 50, and back through to 51. And so that's meant there's been additional rooms, bedroom space for the larger cottage. Obviously that space has been taken off what is now effectively a much smaller unit, and we can see here where the staircase used to come on up from the lower floor. Obviously no reason that can't be reinstated, subject to any works or consents that might be required, and look perhaps to restore this back to its original configuration by closing off this interconnecting door. So now we come around and look at what is now the smaller of the two cottages due to the subdivision previously described, and again, unfortunately not in the best of condition. See now much smaller accommodation. So we've got the kitchen, bathroom down at the end, again a very similar layout originally. So this reception come bedroom. And then as we look away, we can see where the staircase goes up and is blocked off, leading to the upper parts. And then we've got the door which would have run through to the shop unit, albeit that's blocked off on the other side. But that's the accommodation of this smaller one, number 50. So let's head on and have a look at the retail accommodation. And so finally, as far as the internal tour is concerned, this is the former retail unit. Looking back out there towards Monkton Street, and the boarded up front where we started. As can be evidenced here, this very much looks to have been two separate shop units back in the day, but most recently traded as a large single convenience store. Evidence of a doorway back through there, back into the right hand of the two cottages. So scope and potential to do things with this. Obviously it could perhaps be converted into residential accommodation, so it could once again be separated off, and these two areas perhaps providing large living rooms onto the front of the existing accommodation, or there may perhaps be scope to create a separate self-contained flat here. Certainly enough space to do it, obviously all subject to the required consents being obtainable, but decent amount of space. And of course somebody may want to look at continued or revising the former commercial use. So that's the internal accommodation. So that concludes our tour of 50 and 51 Monkton Street in Ryde. Very good scope and potential for the new owners, and don't miss out on the opportunity for this one. when it comes up in the next Clive Empson online land and property auction.